SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Oh, right. I was in a little alcove with a skeleton. Hi, welcome back to Sable. We got car parts to recover. Sorry, it's been a little while. I had some computer malfunctions, and so I haven't been recording properly. So, if you're watching this series, I guess maybe you noticed that. In any case, I can't remember what I did and what I haven't done, clearly. Alright, so let's, oh hey, yeah, it's the kid who wanted to stop me from leaving. How come your mask is smaller than everybody else's? And how come it looks like you're, like, screaming? You good? Hi. How is it that Simon manages to contain so much chaos and verve in so small a form? Even now there's something troublesome being dreamed up behind that mask, I know it. Well, I mean, the appearance of it is, just the constant scream. It's something, I tell you, it's something. Okay, so let's see here. This is me remembering how to play the game. I need to get a control panel and a power supply, but where's my dang... It's over here. It's over here! Yeah, it's right there. It's right there. Okay, cool. Great. I'm also trying to remember which buttons are which because it gives me the glyphs for an Xbox controller, and that's not what I have! So, that's good. Alright, so I want to go get Thing. It's over there, probably. There's one at the dam. I remember there being one at the dam, so let's go towards the dam. This is the wrong button. It's not that one. It's not that one. This one. Yeah. The accelerate button. Look at me flying. This is as fast as I can go, which is why we're building a bike, because this is not the rate at which you want to take your gliding pilgrimage, I have to assume. There's a bunch of stuff on top of the rocks over here, but I don't know if that's something I need to worry about. Probably it's something I need to worry about. It's probably one of those situations where you want to climb everything, you know? It just takes me a while at the moment. I'm not great at it. I've already been here. What do you know about that? Because there was a ring, and I was like, maybe I should go to the ring. Yes, the glidey ability. Very good. Okay, let's head for the dam, because theoretically that's where this next part is, right? Somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly the description of where I need to go to get it, but there seems to be only one way to get into this place, so we'll go that way. How about that? I mean, I guess I might be able to scale the side of it, but I doubt it. It seems slick. Let's have a look. Can I climb it? The answer you will find is no! It's far too slick for the like of my grippy fingers. The likes of my grippy fingers. That's what I was trying to say. There's a boat here. Do I have to loot the boat? Why is there a boat here? The presence of a dam does suggest that this place wasn't always sand and sun and no water at all. Also, boat suggests that as well. I wonder what happened. Did we used to have water? Is there a season when there's water? Or have things changed catastrophically, and that's just part of life at this point? Dunno. If it is a situation like that, you'd think that somebody would clean up the boat parts. But maybe not. Maybe it now has atmospheric effect, and they'd rather not spend the energy on it. I don't know. What's this? X. Wow, it still works. Neat. I did it. I done opened that thing. Great. So now I need to get in there, I assume. I probably don't want to climb this. Do I want to climb this? Maybe I want to climb this. Let's climb this. I'm here now. Alright. So I want to get... Do I need to jump up higher? Do you think I need to go up on top of that thing? I don't know if I can climb that. That's a long way up. I'm not that good at climbing. Alright. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. That works out. Alright. I'm in. I'm here. I'm passing through the dam. Which, again, thank goodness it still operates for some reason. Ladder. Good. Good to have a way back out after I jump into this place recklessly. There's a thing. Looks like a battery, probably. This is probably a battery tutorial, huh? Get battery. Got it. You probably put it right in there, yeah? I did it. This works too. Everything works. For some reason. I don't think we're using it anymore. Who's maintaining these devices? You would think that all the sand in the works would probably make things a little bit difficult to operate, but apparently it's fine. Given that they sent me here specifically to go get, you know, bike parts, they presumably know that it works. What is this even doing just sitting? Did they set this up on purpose? They just went in here and put it here. Atomic control panel. I got it. Is that how this works? You go out ahead of me and then just like it's just sitting there? Bike parts. It's not a bike parts, it's actually quest parts, you see. Atomic calibrator. Some sort of ancient calibration device CISO asked me to retrieve from a ruined atomic ship. And then atomic control panel, an internal control device used for allowing a machine to monitor its own mechanisms and make adjustments where needed. Without one of these in a bike, you're better off riding a goat. Could I in fact ride a goat? That sounds like a good time. We do have goats, I'm pretty sure, right? We had a little shepherding area where the guy with the pitchfork was and didn't want to talk about nothing. I didn't try riding the goats, did I? I'll have to rectify that. Is there anything else over here? We got any of those weird little eggy guys? Eggy fellas, you know? Why is this working? Why are your power structures working when you look like that? You got a bit like someone bit off the back end of this ship. It seems like it probably shouldn't work, but it does. It's amazing. I feel like I'm getting a little bit off course here. Off track, you might say. Let's see. Oh, it is a dead end of some sort. Alright, let's check it out. I don't think I can I get my bike up here? Probably not, right? I had to go through the dam. And the bike doesn't fly, it just sort of hovers. It's not quite the same. I don't think I could get up here with it. Little secret crawly area, sure. Doesn't seem to be anything here except for sand and rocks, but you know, that's the local specialty, sand and rocks. Another boat! This one upside down. And being used to bridge a gap in some fashion. Why? Why though? Was this entire area underwater at one point? Is that what we're getting at? And the sun has not yet bleached the boat to the extent that its constituent parts fall apart? Perhaps it was a kind of a sudden, now there's no water apocalypse situation? Do I not drink? Come to think on it, I haven't seen myself drink, have I? I don't think so. Oh, right, I forgot! I can't jump up cliffs. This is not, in fact, a Zelda game. It controls a little bit like one, but it's not. Hup, I'm up here now. Is there anything up here of note? Birds. Hello, birds. Can I sneak up on birds? They are far too crafty for me. Hey, look, there's a little person. Hello, little person. Can I... Is it bad to take the theft that's at the little shrine to the triangle person? Guess we'll find out. I did it. I have come all this way specifically to loot a shrine and get myself 1/10 of the money that was given to me by my mother freely. Was it 200 she gave me? I don't remember. It's fine. It's fine. I got money. Yay. I'm a hooligan. I'm a teenage hooligan. You can't stop me. Nobody can stop me. Particularly once I get a bike. Then nobody can really stop me. Aside from, you know, rocks, I assume. Sometimes there's just going to be rocks you can't bike through. And that's just a way of life. That's just the way life is sometimes. Sometimes there's rocks. Valuable life lessons. From Sable. Thank you, Sable. Let's go back. I think that's all there was here. Unless there are stuff on the pillars that I can't see because I'm too short. We got birds up there. We got boat up there. I could definitely see a possibility that there's stuff up there. However, it sounds rather painstaking to... There are even, like, platforms. There are even, like, platforms to climb up there. Okay, listen. Fine. I came this far. I'll have a look, okay? There could be more, aside from just, like, a little shrine to loot. Which I'm sure nobody minds at all when I do that. There we go. Can I make it up there? It's a proof of concept, right? If I can't make it up here, I can make it up here. I can make it up here. I can make it up anywhere, apparently. And that boat is definitely a bridge. Just look at that. It's all bridge-shaped and such. Alright, so let's do a little bit run and jump right here. Yeah. Beautiful. Now I'm here. It looks a little bit like a burger. If you're just looking at just the top here, a little bit like a sesame seed bun. There we go. There we go. And it's those birds I bothered earlier. They're right over here. Unless it's not the same birds, but it's probably the same birds. Since we're not even that far from the place where I looted that shrine. Look at this. Look at this bridge boat. What a mighty fine bridge boat. There we go. Now I'm here. And in fact, there's one of these guys. Who knew? Hello. I got a chum egg. And it pops into nothingness and then enters my inventory somehow. Must be a good place to deliver them, but I don't know what it is, so in the meantime, I'm just carrying around arms full of eggs. Just toting them with me. Come back to get my bike built, and I have the 3 parts and also just a dozen eggs. And they're like, what are you going to do with all those? I don't know. They might have a purpose at some point. They got little wings. Look at them. Clearly everybody else is like, I'm not doing nothing with these chum eggs, because the chums are just hanging out being worms. And as soon as you look at them, they're like, well, now I'm an egg. Thanks, I think. That's probably part of my life cycle, I guess. And if anybody else had any interest in them, I would at least find some chum egg pillars, right? But no, they're all the ones that I made. So either someone's setting up all the chum eggs for me specifically, or nobody else cares about chums. Despite their name. Heartbreaking. That's what it is. Alright, let's get out of this dam. I could probably just run through, but let's go up here and find out what's up here. As it seems to be what I'm doing in general. Finding out what's up there. Oh, see, this is where the control panel was. Can I close it back down? Should I close it back down? I can't actually interact with the lever anymore. So I could close it back down, but Sable don't wanna. Well, fine. Well, fine. I understand, and I shall depart. Back to my bike, which I left over here by that ring because I had to check it out for a second time because I don't remember anything ever. This is a massively efficient form of gliding, I must say. Divine gliding kind of ought to be, huh? If you're going to harness the power of a god, I assume. A god? Some sort of spiritual presence to do your gliding. And I would certainly hope that they're good at it. The sun is setting. Another day passes, but the days seem to go fast around here. So I got that part. Now I just need the thing that's at blue. So let's go to blue. Wait a second. Never mind. For a second, I couldn't remember which side was R. It's early in the morning, and apparently I can't tell my right from left in the morning. Great. I was holding the accelerate button, and I was going, but then I was like, wait a second, maybe it's the other side. Maybe that's why I'm going so slow. Maybe I've been pulling the wrong trigger this entire time. Which, to be fair, I could see Sable having the same issue, right? Because it's a very slow little ship, little bike. But that's the whole point, right? To give you a contrast. This is what your bike could be like if you do a bad job. So maybe don't. Am I going... Okay. It's not over here. Whoa! That was... I just ramped off of something. Completely unexpectedly. Also, it sounded like there was something behind me. There is not. Okay, just checking. So where am I? What am I doing? Where am I? I'm here. I passed it? Did I actually pass it? Hang on. Find a power supply. Find a power supply. No, I do want to track that, yes. These are a task for me, and it's finding the power supply. Right. So, do I remember what Caesar said about the power supply? It was at the top of a thing, wasn't it? It was on top of a rock. And I marked this rock, but I'm not confident it's correct. It's probably that over there, now that I look at it. It's probably that I marked the wrong thing, and it's that giant structure sticking out of the rock over there, because I need to get a ship part, after all. And so, presumably, you need to go someplace that has some technological ruins. Like that place. Let's go there. Let's not trust past me, and let's go right there. I appreciate the sound quality change when you go inside a tunnel. That's nice. I like it. Alright, hop off. Okay. Sometimes these roots, because they don't have shading internally, because it's a stylistic choice, sometimes they look a little bit like giant spiders that also don't have internal shading as a stylistic choice. Is this where I'm supposed to be going? Seems like it might be anyway. This was somebody's house at one point, it seems like. Maybe? Unclear. Hey, look, bothering more birds. Just a bird botherer today. Let's go here. Oh, dear. Didn't do a great job, but it seems to have worked out okay. I'm going up there? Is this correct? Where did I see the thing sticking out of the side of the... Huh. It seems like there's a lot of pillars I could potentially climb over here. But this seems like a good place to start. I feel like these vines, even if they don't make any difference when I'm climbing, they do sort of indicate, maybe go this way. Maybe. You might try it. So let me try it. Did we build this? And if so, why are we not maintaining it anymore, I wonder? It seems like a lot of stuff went down. Like maybe this place was more populous and inhabited, which are two words for roughly the same thing, I think, actually. But maybe there used to be water. But in which case, was this like just a bunch of archipelago? Like a bunch of archipelago. An archipelago of various structures on rocks, you know, with water amongst them. And you got around by bridges or gondolas or something, maybe? Could be. I don't really know. Hey, look, a box. Box. Money. $20 in a box. We do seem to like to keep $20 in a box around. Or the civilization who used to live here did, anyway. Wow, look at all the birds I got to bother. Dang! I'm never going to beat this record. Alright, so presumably the stuff I need to get is here. Given all the mechanical parts. Someone crashed into this, huh? Do you think all these hot wires are... Wait a second, is that what I need? Someone already harvested it and just put it up here. Let's see if Sable can climb this high. Yeah, apparently I can. Thank you for the test, I suppose. Alright, cool. Well, I got a power supply. Let's look at it. Quest. Atomic power supply. This device supplies power to whatever it's plugged into. Cizo will have to show me how it works. That's true, because I didn't have to harvest it myself, so I don't know how it connects to anything. It was just sitting there, as if someone had already set it aside for me, which was very thoughtful. Except for the part where they made me go get it myself. Where did I put my bike? Down here? I parked down here, didn't I? I did. I nearly forgot to go get it on account of it's not that much faster than running. Alright. I'm back. Sorry, I almost forgot about you. There's probably, like, egg beings over here, too, huh? Chums. Chums, that's it. It's a word that means friend and also means, like, leftover meat chunks. Which is probably a coincidence, huh? Probably a coincidence. I can definitely climb up there. I can see a chum from here. Well, let's go get him. I can hardly leave behind a chum that I've witnessed myself, right? I think that's against some sort of rules. I hope someday I get better at climbing, though. I'm kind of slow and limited in my capacity to do these things these days, and I wonder if someday I'll get better at it. Or maybe they're all just puzzles, right? Maybe it's just always going to be a situation where you need to climb to a nearby... What do you mean? There you go. Climb to a nearby pillar and then glide your way over because you have divine gliding. I assume divine gliding. It acted like a divine ceremony back when I got the gliding, you know? I wonder if we got more spirits along those lines, you know, around here. Do I need to gain the assistance of? Chum egg. You know, for journey stuff. I don't know. I don't fully understand our culture. I'm only a part of it. What is that? What is going on over there? That's where I just came from. What's going on over there? I don't think I can get my bike up here, given the rock wall, but... Ah, well, it's not like it's that difficult to get back to it. I've got a compass and everything. So let's go check that out. It looks like another shrine. Maybe I can get another $20 in a box. I could, maybe. I don't know what currency is for necessarily. But I mean, I got a map with it before, so maybe it's for maps. That's a pretty good reason to have it, honestly. If you gotta buy something, why not maps? If you're going on a journey, unless it's supposed to be a journey into the unknown, and you're like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and learn everything I can possibly learn about it before I go there, because I'm a very cautious journeyer, and I may be defeating the purpose of your trial, but whatever. Whatever, man. Maybe you shouldn't have map vendors around if you didn't want me to have a map. I act like the entire world is based around my, my pilgrimage, my coming of age. But I am a teenager, you know, sometimes it's hard to see past your own self. Given that you can only see the world from behind your own dang eyes, you know? The black space inside your head. It's pretty hard to... Okay, have I already been here? Or in fact, is this somebody else has been picking up chum eggs? Wait, I've already been here. This is where I got glidey powers. Glidey powers, this is, I'm here. I see. Okay, well, let's go back to the bike. Whoops. I didn't realize that this is where I was, you know? Like, I still don't know where Big Face Shrine is, the place where I started out. It seems important that I figure that out at some point. I don't know. Probably has some significance, given that they were like, hey, look at this big face. We're not telling you anything, but look at it. Sure looks like something, doesn't it? And it did. I must admit it did. Anyway, the only thought I was attempting to communicate is that it's hard not to be solipsistic when you are a teenager because you're still learning a lot. That's all. And it's not necessarily something that you should hold against a teen. Although some gentle guidance may be helpful, although I doubt that it'll get very far because you're still trying to figure a lot of things out as a teen and it's hard to know what to believe. But then again, sticking more ideas in there is probably not a bad thing. I act like I know anything on the topic. I am speaking from my experience of having been a teen once. I know nothing. Nothing at all. Alright, let's go back to Cizo and get this bike built. Soon I too will be a real biker. I wonder if my bike will have this giant stream of smoke coming out of it all the time. Is that normal? Is that good? It doesn't seem good, but, you know, what do I know about it? I'm no bike engineer yet. Hello, Ibexi, I am returned. Let's see, I gotta go up there? I think I gotta go up there. Cizo's the one up top, the one who has a little cartographer device, which I now know is used for putting pins in the landscape. So presumably, Cizo's just putting pins in the landscape all the time? Logging in. Hello, Sable. Unread messages 0. Nobody ever sends me any messages. Do you believe this? Hello, little glider. That's me. I really don't have anything else to say about this, and that's fine yet. Great. Let's go up. Let's go up. Up to where there is a person who will help me with biking. Maybe. Potentially bike aid. It's interesting how much less noise I make when running up this. Never mind, it might have just been a sound glitch. I'm not actually sure. Hello, it's me. I brought the things. I returned to Cizo with the parts, and it's as she waves me over that I feel a pang of sadness in my chest. When will I see her again once I'm gone? I mean, maybe once you come back? Presumably she's going to stay with the Ibexi, I assume. But I'm assuming a lot. I don't know. Well done, Sable. Yes, this is everything we need. Are you ready to assemble a bike of your own? I'm ready. Pretty sure. Oh, this is the workshop. Cizo relaxes in the workshop. It isn't that she's particularly rigid or anxious ordinarily, but there's a certain calm beauty that one only truly appreciates when Cizo is in her element. I wonder if it's this way for all machinists. She's a machinist! That's a thing that I know now. What you must understand, Sable, is that the components you acquired, they fit together. Not by chance, not by effort, but by nature. They belong to her. Nature? Is that the her we're referring to in this case? The parts belong to nature. That's an interesting way to look at it. We don't make parts anymore? Or maybe we see the process of making parts as being a natural one? I don't know. They have always belonged to her. All we are doing is assembling her from what she has already been. The bike. That's the her in this case. I see. Okay. I nod and feel a soft buzzing in my ears. Among my clan, we believe that machines have names, held for ages like deep secrets, unheard by those unequipped to listen. We will find this one's name together. I see. Okay. And that's why it's a deeply personal question to ask the name of someone's ship, because it's a compatriot of theirs, and they learn the name through an intimate process of assembly. Which I probably shouldn't pry into. Okay. Right. Okay, cool. This is the same thing you were just saying. We'll find this one's name together. Okay. So these are the 3 parts I gathered. I guess let's get to power structure. Seems probably important. Where did the wings come from? Cizo, where are these other parts coming from that are already here? Gliding bike wings. New item. Oh, I am in fact, I'm learning how to do the thing. Where did the power source go? Hang on. Maybe I installed it into the wings? How did that work? I must have modified it significantly if so. Wings for the bike I held Cizo to build. They provide a smooth balance of movement, perfect for long journeys. Okay, good. That sounds good. Alright. Well, we got this thing. I have plugged it directly into my face, and it made a noise. as if I'd plugged it directly into my face. Oh, okay, this needs to go into this part. Okay, sure. But Cizo, I didn't gather these parts. Is this still legitimate, Cizo? Gliding bike front. I did it. Hang on. Sorry, I'm still learning to navigate these menus. Here we go, bike parts. Gliding bike front. The Eckrine made glass at the core of this part is unmatched in durability. The stability and chemical purity of the glass makes the energy source inside it extremely stable. But I put the energy source into the wings. I think. I don't understand machining, clearly. It's fine. I got this thing. It looks like a little guy. With, let's just say it's his nose. It's his nose. It's a nose. And we put this here. Gliding bike booster. Okay. Uh-huh. Now I can probably activate that thing and put all the pieces together. I guess. Let me have a look at my booster. Booster. Built from parts I collected around the Ewer. The red trail it emits is mesmerizing and reminds me of the red cloth of the Abexi. I guess that makes sense. Also, I gathered a thing to make my bike red, I'm pretty sure. Do you have anything new to save at this point? No, it's exactly the same. That's okay. That's okay. Cool. Then I guess I will do the assembly part. Bam. Simoon built your hover bike. I think I just got name spoilers from an achievement. Well, there we go. I did it. I've done it. That did fit together rather smoothly, I will say. Hello. Listen. Cizo tilts her head a moment, leaning closer to Simoon. All at once, I know the hoverbike's name. Simoon, I say it in a whisper to let Cizo know. Simoon. Simoon. Well done, Sable. What sort of name is that? What does it mean? Does she want to go with me? I want to ask all those questions. What sort of name is that? It is my bike's name. What does it mean? It probably means my bike. Does she want to go with me? Guessing yes. I want to hear the answers to both of these questions, but I don't think I get the opportunity to hear the answer to both these questions. So I'm going to ask this one. What does it mean? You should ask her yourself. Cizo looks entirely serious. The bike, to my enduring surprise, says nothing. even when I lean close. I tell Simoon that I'm eager to know her better, and Caesar looks quite proudly at the both of us. You are ready, then, for the gliding. May all the gods turn their faces from you, Sable. That's an interesting thing to say to me. May all the gods turn their faces from you. We don't want the gods to look at us. Okay. An odd blessing, perhaps, but Caesar is prone to such things, and I can read in her tone that it was meant quite sweetly. You must learn to listen to Simoon, to care for her. Seek out my fellow machinists on your travels, Sables. They will teach you the art of machine whispering. Cool. Thank you. Oh, and here, take this. Machinist badge. It's a machinist badge. You'll meet plenty of my ilk on your gliding. Show them your worth, and they'll give you more badges. I thank Caesar twice for good measure, and give a bow. I am ready. Neat. Caesar looks busy. I should leave her to it. Okay. Simoon. Do I interact with this to... So I built Simoon, or put together her parts, I suppose. Dye bottle for the colors, Pepsi red bike, sure. Bike parts, assembled, yes, good. Badges. Machinist badge, shaped like some sort of mechanical part. The badge feels solid and well engineered in my palm. That seems to make sense. How do I release Simoon? I don't know how to release Simoon. I can't interact with this. Maybe you just start walking away and something happens? The answer, you'll find, is no. Alright, hang on. What do you want me to do? The ceremony. I should speak to JD about the final gliding ceremony. Okay, so I'm supposed to leave Simoon here and go on about my business. Okay. Go talk to my possible mother? At least my guardian? Although it seems like... Oh. Hi. Hello, coach. Okay. We look up from the look up to the cliff edge, the sure hooves of the ibex anchored to the steps. Okay, so definitely we're talking about the same ibex. Which means that either it's a coincidence, or we have some memory from Earth, or this is Earth and things are different now. So no. Horned sentinels guarding the high plateau. Our boots find purchase in the stone, and remember the days when we could not glide. That's interesting. Is it different every time? Uvexi hospitality is second to none. There's no kinder people out under the sun. Our songs and our poetry just can't be beat. Our famous goat jerky so smoky and sweet. If you're lost in the sands and can't find your way, just call to the ibex and we'll save the day. That one's a little bit less striking than the previous one, but that's okay. You got anything else? From perpetual and distant star, we did not glide, but flew from far. Wanderers, nomads, our home undefined, and when we sought purchase, the desert was kind. And so now we amble one home to the next. We live as we once did, wandering with the ibex. That suggests that we were space travelers, and that this is not Earth, but that we brought the ibex with us? Perhaps? Ark situation? Dunno? Hello. And it is said that our people took up the mask of the wandering ibex so that we may maintain the tradition of our ancestors. We find our home in the moment, and the moment finds its home in us. There is no greater freedom than that of the mountain goat, who knows only where they will step next. Fair, I suppose. I didn't think about the fact that the goats are probably ibex. I've never thought of an ibex as a goat, but maybe that's on me. Warrior, guard, machinist, and a farmer. Bug collector, debt respecter, those who harvest water. Teacher, weaver, and she who breaks the fever. Builder, keeper, trapper, sage, and seeker. Of all the masks that make us up, our mask is the surest to fill your cup. Our mask. Whose mask? Ibex? Uvexi? Ibexi? Is that what we're talking about? Why did you say she who breaks the fever rather than doctor? Do we not have doctors? Do we not have a word for doctor anymore? There is a great verse that says much about our folk, buried under sand. Cool, good to know, thank you. That is not a quote, I suppose. Unless it is a quote, in which case it's just a verse designed to lead people to another verse, maybe? Or just meant to be mysterious. That could be, also. Hello. We look up to the... Okay. Right. Right. Yeah. I think that's the first one. I think that's the first thing that you said to me after we had our interaction earlier. I think. I could be wrong about that. Sorry if it was not in fact a duplicate and I just skipped it because I thought it was a duplicate. Looking at the ibex as the protectors. But we also, if the goats are the ibex, which they're probably not now that I think on it, it seems weird that we eat them. Unless we have that sort of relationship with them where we respect them and we also eat them? Because that's possible. We're just not good at that in current society. Hi. Why can't I not? Oh, there we go. I return to JD with a new lightness, and it makes the weight of my departure feel heavier still. What a strange day. Sable, is that a badge you got there? Caesar gave it to me. Look at me, JD. I'm already gliding. Caesar gave it to me. This one. I tell JD that Caesar gave me the badge. Then you must have earned it. Well done. I give a bow of thanks. Well, Sable, if you keep this up, you'll be headed for the Mask Caster in no time. The Mask Caster. Okay. Is it that? I guess the masks seem to be associated with various life callings. So our masks indicate what we do, maybe? I try to think about going to a mask caster, but it seems impossibly far away. Imagine choosing what I want to be. Imagine choosing what I want to be forever. Is there no changing of masks then? Once you are something, you are that forever. Huh. I know what you're thinking, but don't worry about it. You'll get plenty of badges when you're out there, and once you've got 3 alike, you can trade it in for that mask. But don't feel like your first mask is your final choice. The gliding is about freedom and exploration. I suggest you claim as many masks as you wish. Only at your final ceremony will you be asked to choose one. How will I choose one? Which one should I choose? JD can't answer that, so how will I choose one? You'll have to feel it out, but when you know, you'll know. Now. The tone of her now puts the butterflies back in my stomach. With all of this done, there's only one thing left. It's time then, isn't it? Time to walk through the face door at the Temple of Rohana. And now we know what the face room was about. There you'll assemble your gliding mask. And go. There are things I wish to convey to JD here. Depths of love and gratitude and fear and worry and hope. And though I find myself unable to speak any of it in words, I know she understands. Before you leave, child, I made you these. They are dyed with the traditional Ibexi maroon, and I hope provide you great comfort out in the desert. When you leave today, you will no longer be Sable, clan child of the Ibexi. You will simply be Sable, and the rest will come. But no matter what you are, no matter where your journey takes you, I will always know you. I will always love you. And I will see you again. I don't know where my journey will end, but I know where it must begin. And I am ready. Neat. I'm ready. Apparently. I'm not sure I found all the chums. And I'm not sure if I get to come back here after I leave, so maybe it feels like I should... There's a part of me that feels like I should, you know, scour the lands and make sure I get all the chums, but there's another part of me that's like, if it's time, maybe I should go. I should probably get this. There we go. That was not serving any purpose, as it turns out, because I had to go here. It's fine. Everything's fine. Right, well, I should head to the temple to begin my gliding. Can I use Simoon to get there? Use is perhaps a weird way to word it. I don't know the best way to talk about it yet. It's all rather new at this point. Is Simoon available? Does this guy want to talk at all? These are not ibex. These are not ibex, I'm pretty sure. Hi. For a second, I thought the goats were wearing masks as well, and that would be amazing. I can't help but notice that I'm not able to ride the goats, despite that suggestion earlier. Also, from what I know about goats, I feel like these fences would contain these goats for 0 seconds. Like, this is a small hop from me. Any goat worth their goathood could get over that easily, I'm pretty sure. And Goatman doesn't want to talk about it. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. What is this? I will never know. Where was the machine shop? I guess if I went towards... Wait, that's the wrong bike, right? That's not Simoon. That's the old bike that I was using earlier, I assume. This kid is here. Hello, this kid. Are you still facing the same direction you were when I talked to you earlier today? I think you might be. She's just got a lot of time on her hands to think. It's fine. Perfectly normal. Don't judge. Workshop. That's probably it, right? I think I've come in a full circle and wound up not where I wanted to. I think I ran all the way around the Ibex camp and... Wait, has it actually changed out my bike marker to the new Simoon? I guess let's go towards where it says the bike is and we'll find that out, won't we? Nope! That is not my bike. That is not my bike. Maybe if I head towards the temple, Ciso will have already got the bike out of the workshop? Should I refer to it as the bike, or should I refer to her as Simoon? I don't know. Do I have any mail? No, I don't. Well, that's fine. Let's just go towards the temple, and things will probably work themselves out, I guess. I hope. Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't have questioned whether this was Earth or not, given that the gravity situation is such that it's probably not. It behaves differently enough that either an immense amount of time has passed or it's not Earth, and given the poems I heard today, it's probably just not Earth. But given these structures, either we've lived here a long time or someone else has. Dunno. That's not how I was supposed to get up here, I don't think, but I did it anyway. And come to think on it, I couldn't get a bike up here in the first place. Huh. Well. I gotta go assemble a mask, it seems. That's where I came from initially, right? What was up here? The way out, right, because the door wouldn't open, maybe? Question mark? I don't remember why I needed to go this way, but I did. I feel like the front door wouldn't open, right? Maybe I opened it from outside and I just don't remember. There's that face. And these particulate that were floating around in the air when I first was starting the game, and I noticed them then, but I didn't notice that they weren't happening elsewhere. Okay. Is the face on the outside the mask, or is that indicating we're going inside the head of me, maybe? What is that above that head over there? Is that the brain? Is that the self? Okay. We have floating platforms, which is pretty neat, but I have questions. That will not get answers, I assume. So my next task is to make it to the platforms, I assume. And as with many places, it seems like repair of architecture is not our highest priority. If we repaired the architecture, it would mean that the journey is less part of the navigation of partially fixed areas seems to be part of it. A certain amount of work is expected in the journey, maybe? Maybe. That's a big old button. I shall push. Ah! Building the mask right now. Apparently. Also, there are all these figures surrounding this particular edifice, which is remarkably intact considering the state of everything else around here, including the crowd around, whose heads mostly seem destroyed partially. Is that a coincidence? One of those situations where my ability to glide is kind of operative to my ability to get around. So maybe that's what it is. They could fix the stairs. They could rebuild the shrine. But we're not supposed to. We're not... Well, that's the same... That's the same presence that gives me the floaty abilities. That statue over there with the wings. That's the same one that was at the other shrine. So maybe that is it? You know, we're supposed to just accept... Be more accepting of things? Archer. With an impressive... Is that a hat or is that your hair? That seems to be your hair. There probably was a statue of another... Wait, all the statues at the bottom had glowing red bits for just a second there. I saw that. I did see that. So the first platform I lowered was the one next to the moth spirit person, who's the one whose name I actually know, but I've forgotten it. Does it say anything in here? Temple of Rohana. Wait, but the Temple of Rohana is not... Hang on. I did gather beetles. It says I didn't, but I did. Strange. Activated the gliding stone. This is where it would tell me where I went for that, but it will not. Okay, that's fine. I understand. I should look at the clothing that JD? My mother gave me? Ibexi trousers. Comfy sandals for exploring sandy places. Easy to get sand out of, but not the best for climbing. Ibexi glider trousers. JD made these. The patterning is unique to the Ibexi. The fabric seems to have been made at the Burnt Oak Station. Ibexi glider top. The clothing made for Ibexi children as they go out for their gliding. The cloak is unmistakably Ibexi red. I should have changed before I got here, huh? Because I'm a glider, not a children anymore. Maybe. Or I'm on my way anyway. Floaty cape. Alright, so where's this... I assume there's a third platform that brings down the thing that's floating above and completes the mask. Is it behind? It is behind. And there's a third statue. Let's have a look. It does what I was the thought I was working my way around earlier is that it seems like maybe the idea is that rather than putting together big convenient architectural edifices, the emphasis is more on the individual's ability to navigate and their connection with the perpetual? Whatever it is that is the source of this glidey business. Whether it be a god or a spirit or helmet. That's a fully head encasing helmet. Could be a pilot, could be a warrior, I suppose. Doesn't have a weapon. Seems to not be a focus really with us, and that's reasonable. We don't seem to be fighting anybody, and, you know, so much the better. What was that? There was like a white streak of light that went towards the... Anyway, let's just push the button. And that's the light that I was seeing on the statues below. It's their masks. Even if their heads aren't intact, their masks are. Oh, that's there now. And it's the same yellow and red energy that showed up when I first gained the ability to glide. And the light has changed significantly in here, I suppose from the glowing of the statue. That is an interesting quality it gives it. Everything looks almost flat, except for the masks. I can talk to it. So this structure, or the presence it represents, has made this mask for me, or did I? Because I just pushed some buttons. Evexi mask. Return to camp. Huh. Clothing. Evexi mask. A mask worn by those in the Sand Sea made of bone. The ones particular to the Evexi are made from the skull of a mountain goat. And there we go. Now I look like I do in the, in all the splash art for this game. I got my mask. How do I leave? I guess the way that the statue was facing was the way that I came from. That's a really interesting thing they're doing with the light in here. I guess the idea is that the light from the statue is kind of blinding, but they still want you to be able to navigate, so it's kind of like a stylistic choice. It's neat looking, for sure. The face faces outward and inward. Huh. Does that just stay open now? When does it close? Presumably somebody else will have to do this eventually. Right. The gold switches. For a second, given the noise that was happening, I thought that was how it closed up the face. But no. Not so. Okay. And the entire temple area is now shrouded in that light. Maybe it's just because it's nighttime now? Nope. It's specifically inside the temple. Huh. Alright, well, I got my mask. Seems I should probably stop back at home and pick up Simoon, and that's it, I think. This cape is nice. It's very floaty. And it has a certain amount of, like, weight to it, you know? It's floaty, but it feels substantial, despite the fact that it can fold in on itself like that. I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to describe. I'm back. Where is everybody? Yeah, that's the mail thing. Do I have a message? Postbox. Logging in. Hello, Sable. JD's voice echoes strangely through the machine, yet still it warms me. Well, Sable? This is it. By the time you hear this, we will have gone. The gliding is a journey that must begin alone. There's a certain nuance lost in transmission, and for that I am grateful. It would be far too much to hear the cracks in her voice and not run weepily into her arms to stay forever. But I am ready, and so I close my eyes and listen. But though you go by yourself, you're not without friends. You are not without family. You are not without love. These things you will always carry with you as you do your mask. And I know I'm not supposed to do this. But if I were you, I might go and see Utari. They're the machinist at Burnt Oak Station, and among Caesar's closest friends. Utari's a good contact to have in one's gliding, and a fine way to get another machinist badge if you're so inclined. Only a suggestion, though. As for us, I'll send another message once we've returned to the Ewer, so keep an eye on the post boxes, and try not to forget us. She takes a long breath, and I forget that things as easy as breathing could ever exist. The world is waiting, Sable. Good luck. So everyone's intentionally gone. I don't know where to. Far enough where I can't find them, and that's what's important here. Leave the canyon. Call out. Oh! I can just summon Simoon. Vocally. Wow. That does feel a lot better than the older bike did. As I suppose it's supposed to. I'm thinking my cape isn't necessarily supposed to be doing that. Kind of taking away from the dramatic tension, Cloak. Leave the canyon that way. Alright. Guess I'll get on my way. This is where I got that last part. Recognize the red bands. So is the exit to the canyon back here then? Or am I going the entire wrong direction? Possibly that one. Let's see here. I am... Oh, that's where I'm trying to get. I gotta go here. Okay. Okay. How did I miss that? I don't know. Whoops. Sorry, Simoon. Wow. Actually very good at going up slopes like that. That's good to know. Alright, so we head back up this way. I suppose I can keep an eye out for chums while I'm on the way. You know, just if I see one floating around, I'll probably go get it. That's about all I'm saying. I suspect that over the course of my journey, I'll have the opportunity to upgrade Simoon further. Make her faster. That's, you know, able to hover up higher slopes or something like that. And perhaps the reason why I start on such an old bike is to emphasize the difference. Because this already feels much better, but I suspect that eventually we'll move even beyond this form of Simoon. Was this open before? It can't have been, right? But how did it open? Stop asking questions. Just go. Okay. Oh, it's two people with their hands together. Sable. I've completed the intro. Just the two of us. Leave the Ewer. I should speak to Utari. There were two things to read at the same time. Sorry, I felt like I shouldn't interrupt that song. Seemed important, you know? North of the Dunboyne, east of the Ewer, southeast of the Wind Tower, northwest of Burnt Oak Station. And if I'm not mistaken, there's a chum at the top of this tower, which I will grab before we wrap up for today, but... I'm starting to get the feel for this game. The relationship with machines is very different to what I'm used to. And I think that's the point. Hi. This is where Cizo hung out. Hung out, if that's the right word for it. Back in camp. Here there's a chum. Maybe that is, no coincidence. In any case, big old world out there. Gonna have to start somewhere. But we'll do that next time. Well, thank you for watching. I've begun my gliding. It's all a little bit overwhelming at the moment, and I think that's on purpose. It's neat, though. Looking forward to whatever comes next. I'll see you next time.